Hi everyone, it's Savannah for KelownaNow.com, and we are here with our very first Music Savvy guest. This is Charlie Kerr from JPNSGRLS.
Hi.
Hi. So you're here in Kelowna, and you said you have played Kiloha Festival before. What is it like for you playing in Kelowna, and what's it like to be back?
All our shows, we played multiple shows in Kelowna. We opened for July Talk here, and then with the Kiloha Festival, they had these kind of after the festival gigs as well. So we played some nighttime gigs as well, and we opened for Mounties here at Habitat. So we played here a bunch of times. We haven't played here, I think, in like a year or two though, and I'm looking forward to playing here again. It's been awesome every time. Specifically, Kiloha was a great show and a lot of fun.
So I remember seeing you guys, JPNSGRLS, at Pemberton Festival in 2015, and I remember just being like blown away by the electricity of your live performances, having not have heard of you guys beforehand, and I left sort of like a huge fan, and I've listened to your guys' stuff since then. Why do you think it's so important to put so much effort and energy into a live performance?
Because you could die tomorrow, I guess, is like the short answer of just like, you know, it's entertainment, right? Like, more than anything, it's this really kind of tribal, cult-like entertainment, but it is entertainment. And so, yeah, who knows? You know, it's the difference between making fans and not. For me, is putting in 100%, and that's just, you know, that's kind of the musicians I grew up on. I didn't grow up on too much shoegaze, you know. The hives weren't staring at the floor, so neither am I.
Right. So you say it's about putting in effort and making fans, and
Yeah.
you guys regularly are pretty active on social media, and you respond to your fans. I mean, that's how I got interacted with you guys,
Yeah.
from sharing my photos. So why do you think it's important to let fans know that you care about them and that you're interested in what they have to say?
'Cause without them, we'd be playing in the garage. You know what I mean? They are the momentum that get you to the next step and the next step and the next step. If you know, providing you don't have a hit single that like rules radio or whatever it is, you can just be a band and kind of do the grassroots movement of playing shows and gathering fans through that. I really believe that. And creating, you know, personal relationships with the fans, it's just a really great way to do that. You're going to be there anyway. Like, why not give somebody a hug or like look at the, you know, personalized art that they've made you or whatever it may be. Like, I don't know. I think about if I had the chance to meet one of my favorite artists, and if they, you know, were willing to give me the time of day, that'd be awesome. So, you know, with that in mind, there's people who consider us their favorite band, and so trying to make their day a bit, and hopefully they go and tell their friends.
Nice. That's awesome of you guys. So you've gained quite a bit of success since the release of your EP Circulation in 2014, I believe, when that one came out.
Yeah.
And I remember you were talking in one of your interviews how you started out at the Taste of Edmonton Festival as newcomers, and then you came back the next year and you headlined. What has that sort of success been like, and how do you guys deal with that? Like, is it overwhelming at times?
Yeah. At times you can, on the road, you feel like the biggest rock stars on the planet in certain aspects, and then you play a show to 4 people the next night. So it's if you ever kind of are on that high or kind of experiencing that egotism, pretty quickly somebody's going to knock you off your pedestal, or life is just going to. But the way I deal with success or fame or whatever it is, I just think about myself when I meet people I look up to, and how and that weird kind of relationship, and in that way I'm able to kind of make sense of why somebody would be at loss for words to talk to me, even though I'm just me. You know what I mean? So if I think about it as like, oh, what would it be like if I was, meeting Frank Ocean? Like I couldn't get a word out.
Right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's nice to know that a lot of people don't really get the sense that rock stars per se are down to earth as much as they might think. So it's really nice to hear that you would be excited to meet someone as much as someone is excited to meet you.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, it's a pleasure, right? It's kind of what we all got into it for.
Right. And I also have to correct myself. Circulation is an LP, not an EP. That was my bad.
Good catch.
Yeah. So talking about albums, you recently released your newest album in July, Divorce. And since then, it's been on repeat for myself as well as many
awesome.
other people I know. What sort of was the idea behind it? Like, what were some goals that you set before you released the album? What was your intent?
I had a couple specific goals. I didn't want to make Circulation again. That was important. And musically, so I just did whatever was organic to me musically. We just kept doing that. And then lyrically, I had a couple big eureka moments that my words were some sort of platform and people listened when I spoke, and the songs on which I opened myself up more and was more vulnerable and really spoke from me were the most successful ones, were the ones people really took home. So with the Divorce album, I decided to do something which in my opinion at the time was pretty risky, which was really actually speak from myself and my sense of humor and my politics and my personal experiences. And it was a big risk because, you don't, it takes a lot to start thinking of yourself as the main character of a movie, and that's what you kind of have to do to do that. And you kind of, at least for me, it was just such a crazy period of introspection and deciding what events led me to this moment or who I am, and singing about those instead of vague versions of that or altruisms or kind of the thing I was trying to avoid most was on previous things I'd kind of sounded like people who weren't me. If I go back and listen to Shark Week, there's some lines where I was like, how did I ever write that? Like, who was that character? And now I think with Divorce we're getting closer to I think the truth of who I am. And I also thought that was going to be a hard pill for people to swallow. Like, nobody's going to relate to this because this has only happened to me, but the opposite was true. It's kind of funny. The more specific you get, kind of the more people feel like they can relate. It's one of those weird paradoxes.
Yeah, and then like the more true fans you can honestly get. So like you'll know when you guys do eventually hit that skyrocket, like you are well on your way, obviously, that you'll know that your fans are listening to you because they can relate, and it's not just because you're popular type thing.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the other thing is, like, I think that this is the best course of action to kind of have people feel like they know me through the art, and then that way they won't necessarily pester me to find out what my favorite, pizza is or something on the street.
Right. Yeah. Well, Charlie, thank you so much, and your art does speak to everybody, I'm
Thank
sure.
you.
And we're all looking forward to your guys' show tonight at Fernando's, and make sure you guys check out their new album, Divorce.